Hey, Jennifer.
Hey.
This is Jennifer Riddle, my sister-in-law, and we're over to her house right now. And I asked her after her husband. I think most of you that are friends with me know that John passed away at the young age of 50 this past year suddenly, and just never had a chance to follow up with Jennifer. So I just had an idea about maybe doing a little something that would help anybody else who goes through this kind of traumatic experience. And so Jennifer said, "Sure, come on over." So I'm over. I was telling Jennifer what great, lovely hair she has. Man,
Thank you.
what bald guys would give to have your hair. So Jennifer, I mentioned to you about the adjustments, and I'm sure it'd be the biggest adjustment of your life. And how long you've been married, and you got a little girl now, which I'm sure helps soften all that. Gracie.
Hmm.
And she's going to tell you a good thing about Grace here. We'll tell you about the end of this little 3-minute video. So, what are some of the big adjustments, Jennifer? And Jennifer's a counselor, if I didn't tell you that. And so she's dealing with people who are going through things. And I thought, well, what are some of the big adjustments you go through with the death of a loved one, a spouse, which is the biggest adjustment anybody could ever have?
Um, well, I mean, it's kind of hard just to really sum up because it really is. The best way I can describe it, it's like literally like a bomb just going off in your life, and you really don't know like which way to turn or who to turn to or what you need or what you don't need. It's just you go straight into survival mode, and that's kind of where I was for quite a while. It was really helpful that people from church, I mean, immediately, like the very next day, immediately, they were at my house. They were signing me up for meals. People were giving me gift cards, donations, like stuff I didn't even think about, other people were thinking about. Um, and then kind of like, it was really honestly a blur for quite a
Hmm.
while. And so many people would check in on me, and I really didn't even know, like, I never felt like I was okay, but I didn't really know what to say other than I was okay.
Mm-hmm.
But I think the biggest thing was just like really, it was hard to go to sleep, it was hard to wake up. um it was just really like, I don't know, I mean, something, was literally ripped from my life, from my daughter's life. And so we were kind of learning, we were kind of coping with it together,
Hmm.
honestly. um, but I would say, so the biggest that once I kind of, I guess, kind of came out of the fog a little bit, um, the biggest adjustment was just really just being alone. Just I mean, even in a room full of people
Hmm.
or in a crowded church, like, it didn't matter, it was just like this constant feeling of just being alone.
Hmm.
um so that was hard, and I still struggle with that. I mean, it hasn't really like gone away completely, but it's gotten easier to deal with.
Hmm.
And as far as like, really, like, I mean, you have so many people that just tell you, like, you're strong, and they can't believe how strong you are, and like, you don't feel strong. Like, there's
Mm-hmm.
nothing strong about it. It's literally, you just do what you have to do. Having Grace was everything. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, for real, because my main goal was just to take care of her,
Mm-hmm.
and just to kind of like try and have some like resemblance of, stability just for her. So getting up, like going to school, going to work, having dinner, like things I just did not feel like doing, that I didn't want to do, I just did it. And so it was almost like just going through the motions.
Mm-hmm.
And but now, I mean, it's been like, I think I'm at about, what is it, 9 months? I think we're at 9 months now. It'll be a year, April 20th, that he's been gone.
Mm-hmm.
And I kind of have this feeling of like anxiety building up again,
Mm-hmm.
because we're coming up on the year. But honestly, like, I've still just tried to focus on living. It's been hard. Like, I mean, you always say don't let Facebook fool you. Facebook is the highlight reel, right? Everything that's
Mm-hmm.
great. But I do that like so that we are still living, so that grace is still living and we're still, trying to um, see the joy in life,
Mm-hmm.
whether, I feel like it or not. Um, and I feel like that's been really important for her. And I struggled a lot. Honestly, I've struggled a lot with my relationship with God,
Mm-hmm.
a lot. And I don't know, I've been to church, I've not been to church, I've stopped going to church for a while, honestly, just because it's been too hard to go. And I've just had a lot of hurt and anger over things. But I've tried not to like let that go on to grace. So
Mm-hmm.
when I say talking about living, like we still talk about God, we still talk about believing in God, we still talk about her dad going
Mm-hmm.
to heaven. And so so I've never let that go, even if though I've had my internal struggle, I've never ever really like let go completely.
Mm-hmm.
And crazy enough, like, I don't know, it hasn't even been a week. A few days ago, she just came to me out of the blue and she just told me she wanted to get baptized.
Oh, wow.
And she had just, I don't even, and we hadn't even talked about it, so I'm not even sure where it came from, but she just said she'd been thinking about it and she wanted to get baptized and she wanted to make sure that she got to see her dad again one day.
Wow.
So, we talked about like where she would even want to go because we've been to a couple different churches and like I said, we haven't been anywhere, so I didn't really know what she'd want to do. But she said she wanted to go where she had seen other people baptized and where her dad used to play drums,
Mm.
and that was River Tree.
Oh,
So
wow.
she's actually getting baptized next Sunday. She's
Awesome.
getting baptized.
I wish you could be there if we could get off and come early.
Yeah, yeah. But I think the whole thing has taught me, honestly, like I can't say that I'm over anything. I don't feel like I'm over it. I still miss them. I still feel like there's this hole in my life that I can't quite fill with anything. But I will say that the truth is, life goes on, whether you want it to or not.
Mm.
Whether you feel capable of it or not, it doesn't matter. It just goes on. And I think the best thing that I've noticed, no matter how much anger I've had or issues I've had with God, I can't deny the fact that He put so many people into place in my life,
Mm.
and He put so many things into place in my life that I think have kind of like carried us through.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I can't deny that. And so I don't know. So I think I don't, for anybody who goes through this, there's no preparation. There's no, because I mean, sometimes I think, oh, I wish it had been different. Like maybe I had a chance to say goodbye, or
Mm-hmm.
maybe just I don't know, more time, right? But I don't think it matters how it happens. I think no matter what, there's no real way to prepare for it except just be open to people that are there for you. I mean, that's probably the best thing I've done, I think, is I've not closed even though I felt like it, I
Mm.
haven't really closed myself off to people. A lot of people have reached out to me and wanted to do things for me or help me, and for the most part I've let them.
Mm.
And I think Grace sees that as well, and I don't know.
You got a lot of friends.
A lot of friends, a lot of family, a lot of love.
Mm.
Myself, Grace, through this whole thing, I mean, we've just had so many people just love us. I mean, just straight up just love us.
Mm.
And I don't know. I'm very thankful for that. I don't know where I would be without everybody who has reached out or helped, or without Grace. I mean, I don't know where I would be. But I don't know.
Well, we know where you are now.
Yeah.
We know you're going forward, and even though there's a hole in your heart and you'll never not miss John. I miss John. He was in our wedding at 11 years old. Shay misses John. I know Leah does, his mother. But so we got a common loss and a common reason to pray for each other and help each other. And you help a lot of people. I was just telling somebody that you were a counselor by trade and used to give free counseling at the church for anybody that couldn't afford to go, pay for it. I remember going up there a few times and people coming up. So thank you, Jennifer, and God bless you, and we'll look forward to seeing you shortly again.
Yeah.
Thanks. Anything else you want to say?
I don't know. I felt like I was rambling. So.
No, you weren't rambling. No, you were hitting the main things because it's real to you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks.
See you later.